Okay.
Zach Wilson was once heralded as the savior of the New York Jets, a dazzling quarterback whose college meteoric rise left fans breathless and running out of hope. He was the second overall pick in the NFL draft, and expectations soared as he took on the responsibility of leading one of the league's most storied franchises. But what led to such a dramatic shift from promising star to a player fighting for legitimate recognition? Let's unravel the incredible journey of Zach Wilson, from dazzling rookie moments to controversies and a quest for redemption. Get ready to dive deep into the highs and lows of an athlete's roller coaster career. Zach Wilson's journey began in college, where he transformed from an unheralded recruit into a bona fide star at Brigham Young University. By the end of his junior year, Wilson had propelled himself into the national spotlight, showcasing a blend of remarkable athleticism and precision that left fans and analysts buzzing. He shattered school records, throwing for an astonishing 3,692 yards and a jaw-dropping 33 touchdowns, all while maintaining a stellar completion percentage of 73.5%. This level of performance not only set him apart in college football, but also put him on the radar of NFL scouts. His poised demeanor and strong arm drew comparisons to legends, even overshadowing the likes of NFL great Steve Young, who also wore the BYU colors. What made Wilson's college career truly special was his ability to perform under pressure. Time and again, he thrived in close games, delivering stunning throws and leading miraculous comebacks that sent shockwaves through the college football world. His incredible athletic ability allowed him to evade defenders and extend plays, making him a nightmare for opposing defenses. By the season's end, he had earned numerous accolades and was widely regarded as one of the top quarterback prospects entering the NFL draft, a feat driven not just by stats, but by pure spectacle. College football fans were mesmerized, and whispers of him being the next franchise quarterback began to crescendo. However, with great expectations set, the path ahead would not be as straightforward as fans hoped. Zach Wilson's pro day became an unforgettable spectacle for NFL scouts and fans alike. This was no ordinary showcase. It was a dazzling display of athleticism that left everyone talking. In a crisp and bright atmosphere, Wilson stepped onto the field, fully aware of the stakes. Here was his chance to prove he was not just a highlight reel, but a legitimate franchise quarterback. With a lineup of NFL coaches and general managers watching closely, Wilson unleashed a flurry of throws that showcased his unique arm talent. He effortlessly launched the ball 60 yards downfield with pinpoint accuracy, sending waves of disbelief through the crowd. Speculation ran rampant. Could he genuinely be the answer to the Jets' long-standing quarterback woes? However, it wasn't just his strong arm that impressed. Wilson's mobility was on full display as he rolled out and made precision throws under pressure. He executed a no-look pass mid-stride that would later be replayed in highlight reels for weeks to come. The enthusiasm in the stands built with every throw. Scouts couldn't help but whisper about the potential ceiling this kid possessed. His performance stirred up a buzz, catapulting him into the conversation as a top draft pick. As the cameras flashed and social media lit up, it became clear that Zach Wilson had not only secured the attention of the NFL, but had set himself apart from his peers at a critical moment in his career. But the real question lingering was, could he maintain this momentum as the pressure mounted? Draft Day 2021 was a spectacle filled with anticipation, and for the New York Jets, the moment felt electric. After years of searching for stability at quarterback, they had their eyes set on Zach Wilson. As the second overall pick, Wilson was not just a choice. He was a beacon of hope for a franchise desperately seeking success. But alongside that energy came a tidal wave of expectations. In the days leading up to the draft, a frenzy of speculation surrounded his potential impact. Analysts heralded him as the future face of the franchise, comparing him to elite quarterbacks. The Jets fans, infused with a renewed sense of optimism, embraced the hype. This wasn't just about a new quarterback, it was about ushering in an entirely new era. Yet, the pressure weighed heavily on Wilson from the start. Fast forward to his welcoming press conference, where he confidently declared, "I'm here to win." Those words resonated deeply with fans eager for a change. However, the reality set in quickly. He would have to navigate the rigorous expectations of New York City while developing his game in the unforgiving realm of the NFL. As preseason approached, the buzz grew louder. Fans and pundits eagerly anticipated his every move, dissecting his throws, footwork, and decision-making. Hopes soared as snippets of his talent emerged during practice, showcasing his impressive arm strength and instinctive playmaking ability. The media portrayed Wilson as a superhero ready to save the day, but the question lingered. Could he handle the immense pressure? However, just like in a classic narrative, the rising expectations didn't come without their challenges. Injuries and learning curves were part of the process, but they seldom dulled the anticipation of his first start. As the Jets kicked off the season against formidable foes, the excitement morphed into nerves. Fans were ready to rally behind him. But would Wilson rise to the occasion? As games unfolded, the reality of the NFL hit hard and fast, and the pressure mounted with every snap. The enthusiasm surrounding him blurred the line between fandom and unrealistic expectations, leading to an unpredictable season ahead for Wilson. Zach Wilson's rookie season was a whirlwind that fans will not forget anytime soon. It began with immense fanfare. The New York Jets welcomed their highly anticipated franchise quarterback with open arms and huge expectations. But the excitement quickly turned into a roller coaster ride of emotions. His debut was a mixed bag, featuring thrilling plays that left fans hopeful, but also cringeworthy mistakes that made the Jets' front office sweat bullets. Wilson started off with a bang, throwing strikes that showcased his arm strength and agility. Fans couldn't help but get excited. A new era seemed possible. Yet as the games continued, his performance racked up more highs and lows than any enthusiastic fan could handle. One moment, he would thread a needle with a masterful 40-yard throw, and in the next breath, he'd toss an interception that left viewers scratching their heads. Analysts pointed out his struggle with making quick decisions, often holding onto the ball too long, leading to mistakes that only magnified under the bright lights of the NFL. As the weeks wore on, the pressure began to mount. Each misstep brought louder whispers from fans and critics, questioning whether the Jets had made a colossal mistake in picking Wilson over other promising prospects. Followed by an exhausting stretch of losses, including an embarrassing game against the Patriots in which Wilson threw multiple interceptions, it was becoming difficult for even the most loyal Jet believers to remain optimistic. The rookie roller coaster didn't just take a toll on Wilson. It shook the entire Jets community. The once buzzing excitement turned into rising frustration, with fans hoping for signs that their young quarterback could adapt. Every game became a chess match, with Wilson battling not just opposing defenses, but also the turmoil of expectations crushing down on him. As the season progressed, Wilson's confidence soared and crashed in tandem with the team's performance, embodying not just a rookie's tale, but a saga of growth amid chaos. And just when it seemed Wilson would be defined by this tumultuous start, a glimmer of hope emerged towards the latter part of the season. The flashes of brilliance shone brighter, hinting at the potential waiting beneath the surface. Fans were left wondering, could Wilson learn from the mistakes and set himself up for a revitalized second season? In the midst of the chaos that was his rookie season, Zach Wilson managed to deliver some jaw-dropping highlights that left fans buzzing. Think back to that electrifying throw down the sideline against the Titans, where he threaded the needle between two defenders. Fans couldn't believe their eyes. Yet for every dazzling moment, there were far too many instances where Wilson seemed lost on the field. One minute, he looked like a future superstar. The next, he was overthrowing wide-open receivers or throwing into double coverage. The learning curve was steep, and it became painfully obvious that the pressure was taking its toll. As games began to slip away from the Jets, frustration boiled over not just for Wilson, but among the entire team and coaching staff. The bright lights of Broadway only amplified the struggles. Jets fans, known for their intense passion, quickly turned from hopeful supporters to frustrated critics. The media scrutiny intensified, and conversations shifted from excitement about potential to doubts about whether he could truly handle the spotlight. Wilson's confidence was shaken, and the dark shadows of rookie mistakes began to loom large. Would he be able to bounce back, or was this merely the beginning of a long, painful journey? What happens next would set the tone for not just his career, but the future of the Jets organization as a whole. As Zach Wilson entered his sophomore season, the spotlight grew even brighter, and so did the expectations. The Jets had made a significant investment in him, and fans envisioned a turnaround from the inconsistencies of his rookie year. However, what unfolded was a season filled with trials and tribulations, allowing doubt to creep into the minds of fans and analysts alike. In the early weeks, it seemed like déjà vu as Wilson struggled to connect with his receivers and maintain a steady rhythm on the field. With every interception thrown, whispers about his capability began to swirl louder. The Jets were desperate for signs of improvement, but Wilson's performances began to spark frustration among even the most loyal supporters. Fans held their breath every time he released the ball, wondering if he had turned the corner or was just setting up for another blunder. The intense New York media landscape added even more pressure to Wilson's already tenuous situation. After a particularly poor outing against the New England Patriots, where he was sacked multiple times and his decisions were heavily scrutinized, the narrative shifted. Critics were quick to highlight not just his performance, but also the burden of playing in a city where scrutiny was relentless and expectations were sky-high. With each passing game, the chatter about potential replacements and drafting alternatives grew louder. In what felt like just a few short months, the momentum Wilson had as a high draft pick began to wane. It left many wondering whether he could ever live up to the potential that once catapulted him to the second overall pick. That persistent struggle to find his footing culminated in a shocking decision by the Jets, a game where Wilson was benched in favor of a veteran backup. The move sent shockwaves through the fan base, illustrating just how high the stakes were in a league that demands results immediately. Wilson's situation sparked heated debates about his future with the team. Was he simply a victim of circumstance, or was it a sign that he may never rise to the occasion? As questions lingered surrounding his performance on the field, one thing became clear. In year two, the struggles were real, and Zach Wilson was at a crossroads that could define his career for years to come. And yet, not all hope was lost. The 2023 season marked a pivotal turning point for Zach Wilson. When the Jets traded for future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, expectations soared, creating a unique pressure cooker. But fate had other plans. Rodgers suffered a shocking injury just minutes into the season, leaving Wilson as the untested general of the team. Many questioned if Wilson could rise to the occasion or if he'd crumble under the weight of expectations. In the wake of this unexpected turn, something remarkable happened. Wilson began to show glimpses of the player the Jets once believed he would become. In arguably his most impressive game, he led the Jets to an adrenaline-fueled comeback win against a playoff contender, throwing for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Fans saw a renewed fire in his eyes, a stark contrast to the uncertainty that plagued his first 2 seasons. His revitalized connection with his receivers became evident, leading to dynamic plays that captivated both fans and critics. Even skeptics began to wonder, had Wilson finally turned the corner? Yet, lurking behind this resurgence were still unanswered questions about his consistency. Could he maintain this level of performance amidst the pressure of a demanding NFL season? With every game, the narrative shifted, and the Jets found themselves in a surprisingly competitive position. The camaraderie with his teammates grew stronger, and Wilson's confidence seemed to build game by game. But that wasn't the whole story. Critics continued to highlight his previous struggles, which cast a shadow over his newfound success. As the season progressed, fans held their breath. Could this be the resurgence that solidified Wilson's place in the NFL? Or would the specter of inconsistency return to haunt him? Every snap brought a mix of hope and uncertainty, but one thing was clear. Zach Wilson was no longer just a bench warmer. He was ready to fight for his future, and the world was watching. Zach Wilson's journey has been anything but straightforward. From the dizzying heights of college stardom to the nerve-wracking pressures of the NFL, every moment has shaped him as both a player and a person. The Jets pulled the trigger on his selection with a vision for the future, but reality quickly set in as he grappled with the challenges of the professional game. However, as Wilson finds himself back in the spotlight following Aaron Rodgers' injury, there's a flicker of hope. He's shown glimpses of the talent that once captivated scouts and fans alike. The true test lies ahead. Can he blend the confidence of his early days with the learnings from his struggles? With plenty of eyes on him, Wilson stands at a pivotal crossroads. The path of redemption beckons, and his ability to rise to the occasion will determine not only his future with the Jets, but also how he'll be remembered in NFL history. Will he seize this opportunity to solidify his place as a formidable quarterback, or will he fade into obscurity as another, what could have been story? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The journey isn't over yet. As fans eagerly watch,